let's talk about relationship contracts. And what I mean, not an official contract, but I'm talking about terms of the relationship. So for example, you have a open contractual sounding talk with the person you're dating about what is and is not expected from each of you, and
Interesting.
etc.
Who do we want to be in this relationship, hon? Well, I don't know. I haven't thought about it, dear. Who do you want to be in this relationship?
Oh my goodness.
Well,
I'm talking a little bit more along the terms of like, we agree to spend this amount of time with each other, and we agree to, blend families. We're agreeing to creating an environment that looks like X, Y, and Z. But so most relationships don't sit down and describe out a contract of what's this gonna look like. It just naturally happens. But how would you feel if somebody asked you those questions or wanted to create a contractual agreement to your relationship?
Okay. 50 Shades of Grey much?
That okay.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
I didn't even think of that, but like that's exactly.
you know what? I'll go first. I'm 100% on board.
I'm
I'm 100% on board.
I think that in the right dating relationship, that makes 100% sense. And I think that if you have, I'll try not to go on a tangent, but I'm coming from being a single woman to being a single mom. My daughter's 2 years old. So what would have been contractual agreements for me 2 years ago are completely different.
Totally
I
different.
wouldn't have given a 2 years ago about a contractual relationship. And I'm not asking anybody to sign anything or anything like that, but there are standards, boundaries, and agreements that have to be made. And that's the kind of new territory I'm getting into as a single mom in the dating pool is, yes, if you're the man I'm dating, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. And if I decide to go on a second or third date, then I'm going to have some standards that I need to know that you can abide by. My daughter needs to be safe. I don't have all the time in the universe, but the time I do dedicate to you is for you. And that segues into one of my dating pet peeves, which I think we'll talk about later. But I'm all for it because I'm a single mom, so I have to have that agreement. Like my time is my time. I work, I do therapy with my daughter, I do this, that, and the other thing. I need you to be on time. I need you to let me know in advance what our plans are. I need you to be aware that if you invite me to a family gathering, my daughter is going to come with me. And
I think what we're talking about is boundaries, like having the conversation that like, hey, I have 2 children, so 70% of my time is going to be allocated to them and their needs, and the other 20-30% is split between you, work, and other things. And do you agree to that? Or
100%.
Yeah,
I agree to that because I only have a percentage of time to give to a percentage of my life.
Yeah.
And that's just how my life is.
My challenge on this topic is it's different than yours, but challenge nonetheless. When you're a business owner, your business is a child. It has to be attended to. And when you add to that, you also have children, it's like having children from 2 different marriages, because they come with their own complexities, and exactly to your point is, you know, when I say I'm going to, you know, take you out, or I'm going to pick you up, or we're going to meet somewhere or whatever, and it's in my, like it's actually in my calendar. And when is in my calendar, it happens. And it happens from this exact time to this exact time, and that's it.
Yep.
So, you know, and then added to that, you know, one of the things that's different about you and I is that you have your children full-time. Your daughter full-time, and I have my daughter half the time. But sometimes I even have them on days or weeks that I don't necessarily have to have them. So it's really, like, it is truly, 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 truly hard for me to give myself personally, not business, but personally, to someone for dating on the weeks that I have my kiddos, because I'm already between kiddos and business and squeezing in workouts in the morning. I'm done. Like, my day starts from sun up and it doesn't end until 10 p.m.
Yeah.
7 days.
That's where dating can kind of turn into a little bit of a job interview. Like, I've talked to a gentleman who said that. He said, dating to me is like an interview. I go and I interview them and I tell them about, you know, my life, my standards, my goals, my schedule, all that stuff. And then if they can't meet my criteria, then it's just I can't waste my time. I have no time to waste. And I think you've talked about that on here.
Indeed.
And I think that the contractual element of dating for people in this age bracket with kids and stuff is super important. It sounds very robotic and kind of transactional,
yeah,
but at the same time it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if you were to just sit down and say, this is my life, every other week I have my kids, I'm not going to be able to devote quite as much time to you every other week that I have my kids.
Mm-hmm.
But on the weeks that I don't, it's me and you, baby, let's go.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'll take you here, we'll do that, we'll do this. This is how much time I can, you know. And if she can agree or he can agree to that criteria, then it's on.
Mm-hmm.
But if they can't agree to that, then maybe you save yourselves a lot of wasted time that you don't have to waste. And you say, well, I can't do that. So,
you know, one of the 5 love languages is quality time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I referenced this group earlier out of Oklahoma called DO40, Divorced Over 40. And I would challenge that name to, although I think it's a great name, and I love being part of that group. I'm on there every day. I would go a step further and say there are 2 types of singles. There's singles with children and there are singles without children. And singles without children is like game on. Yeah. Anything goes, anytime, any day. But when you have kids, that's a different ball game.
Yeah.
And quality time between 2 single people when there are children with one of them, or a lot of times, honestly, most likely, because it's an attraction thing. When there's children between the 2 of them, that quality time. I mean, think about. So let me ask you. Quality time between 2 single people that have children, when they can actually get together, I'm going to say it's 10 times, 10x.
Yeah.
The quality time than like when you're just young, super young without kids. And
yeah.
So you agree?
Yeah, 100%. You make it worth it. You know, I know what it's like to wait a week and a half to go on a date, 2 weeks. you know, to go on a
Yeah.
date, and you're waiting for that specific, you know, that specific time and day, and you're thinking about it for 10 days straight, and it's all you can think about. And heck yeah, it's going to be the most phenomenal 5 or 6 hours of your night, of your day, you know, your week, your month, whatever,
Your month.
whatever, you know, your
Whatever.
month. And then it's on to the next month. But that's why, like, that contractual, transactional element. But the key is not thinking about it that way. You know, like, yeah, you have to schedule it in, but it's not
But once you got it scheduled,
right.
you can move on to.
That's like
you
the
know,
one thing on your calendar you keep scrolling back to that day.
Yeah.
I know I got my date on Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm just going to scroll back and remind myself what time it is.
Yeah.
You know, I can't
I like
remember.
that. I
Was
do
it
that.
at 5 o'clock or was it 5:30? Let me go check. And then you just see her name in your calendar.
That's so awesome.
And you're just looking forward to it for days on end. And you scheduled that transactionally.